I've got tickets coming out the wazoo to the sold-out showdown, and unfortunately,
there we go.
the kids can't make it due to a bogus umpire restraining order. I'm giving them away every day on Rude Dixon Loz next week. When you hear me say counter power, dial 133353 to secure your spot to see Port tear the Crows apart.
Triple M breakfast with Rude Dixon Loz.
Back Monday.
Back in the 1800s, the Phoenix Foundry was the heart of Gola. And now, this historic site has been transformed into Phoenix Plaza.
A modern, diverse range of specialty shops and services. With ample, free on-site car parking, Phoenix Plaza is your one-stop shopping centre in Gawler. Phoenix Plaza, open 7 days. Corner of High Street and Carlton Road.
How are we, everyone? Are we good? I don't know if anyone's watching or not.
Only a few hours before you knock off, put your feet up, maybe have a cold one. Till then, just know at Cbus, we're working hard too, securing you a retirement to look forward to. Cbus Super, making hard work pay off. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance. Read the PDS and TMD to decide if Cbus is right for you.
Righto, we're recording Magnum Classic Radio Spot Take 1. Ready, mate?
Yep, ready when you are.
Okay, when I give the nod, take a bite of the Magnum. Make sure you highlight the cracking chop. Hold your horses. I told you to wait for my cue.
Sorry, mate. I just couldn't resist.
Yeah, let's go again.
Nothing cracks like Magnum. Magnum, true to pleasure.
At Target, there's lots to love this Mother's Day. Spoil Health silky satin pyjama sets $45 and Australian design Ugg boots and slippers now in store. You've got Mother's Day right on Target. Conditions apply.
Super season passes are now available at Mount Lofty Golf Course. Starting at just $350, you'll have access to all their comps, a handicap and their entire course for 7 days a week. Enjoy fun and fitness on beautiful grounds, just 20 minutes from Adelaide CBD. Plus, you can book a trade day or function in the clubhouse overlooking the beautiful 18th fairway. Get your super season playing passes at MLGC.
Bro, why didn't it download?
Mount Lofty Golf Course. Unleash your inner golfer.
Throw on your Guernsey. Grab your mates. The Crows are back at Adelaide Oval. Your ticket to the footy in 2025 is an Adelaide Crows membership. Catch live action and choose the games you want to see. With flexible memberships available from $39. Visit afc.com.au for pricing and packages. See you at the footy.
Lysart, the shapers of Colorbond steel. Visit lysart.com.
Hey there, it's Stephen Zoyce. The Western Bulldogs have smacked Port Adelaide to the tune of 90 points at Mars Stadium. A 7-2 third quarter, sealing an important win, which now sees them in provisional fourth. Here's Triple M's call of the final siren.
A landslide victory for the Western Bulldogs in Ballarat. The Bulldogs by 90.
Aaron Norton, Tim English and Marcus Bontempelli all chipping in with 3 goals each. And a big night of footy continues. The Crows and Blues are currently on deck in Adelaide. The Pies host the Cats at the MCG, where Jack Crisp is set to break the consecutive games record. And the Eagles take on the Demons at Optus Stadium.
There's a custom or personalised number plate for you. Heaps of colour choices available. Order from easyplates.sa.gov.au or Service SA. A message from the Government of South Australia.
21 degrees at Adelaide Oval at half-time between the Crows and Blues as Triple M rocks footy.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This halftime break for Specsavers Audiology. Rediscover the joy of everyday sounds with a Specsavers hearing expert today.
It's half-time here at the Adelaide Oval. Crows lead it by 33 points, 8-7-55. Carlton at 3-4-22. The McDonald's and Ring Hot Water Triple M rocks footy. It's the half-time break for Specsavers Audiology. Specsavers Audiology. Rediscover the joy of everyday sounds with a Specsavers hearing expert today. Bernie Vince, all the numbers, the Triple M Red Z lending stats up to half-time.
Well, Carlton's so good normally in the clearance, but that quarter alone, 11-4 Adelaide's way. As I called during the play, it was 8-1 at one stage as well. So getting dominated around the clearance, which is, as I said, one of Carlton's one woods that they bring in each week. They've got some big bodies around there. Chera, as you mentioned, there's a couple of midfielders from Carlton that just really need to lift. You look at their pure numbers, and they actually look all right on paper, but not having any influence. I mean, Cripps on paper looks really good, 15 disposals, and he's kicked a goal, but not having the influence we've seen before. Hewitt's had 14 as well, but not having the influence. Adam Sard's had 12, so they could have get a real lift, I reckon, from some of their mids around the footy. Tom De Koning's been pretty quiet, I reckon, compared to other weeks. Riley O'Brien, they're probably broken even in terms of match-up against each other.
Come watch my live, people. Half-time, might do a couple games in chat.
And the other thing, Boom, when Carlton go forward, it appears to be Worrell and Michael Ennie for Adelaide, that are free or zoning off, that the structure of Carlton's forward line isn't working at the moment. And Adelaide's defence is good.
Not at all. They're setting up so well. What they're doing is because they're winning clearance, Yader, they're kicking it forward inside 50, and then that gives them time and opportunity to set up really well behind the footy, and that's why Michael Annie and Josh Worrell are zoning off and taking intercept marks and just sending it back in again. That's why you got high numbers, high inside 50 numbers as well. So they just need to start winning the ball around the contest, Carlton, and they've been pretty good at it the last couple of weeks, but tonight, for whatever reason, not so good.
When you talk about those numbers of the Carlton on ball, it's interestingly, for me, so Cripps has had 15, but he's had 5 kicks, 10 handballs. You'd probably rather him 10 kicks, 5 handballs, because when he does kick it, he's penetrating, isn't he? Gets it long. So it looks like, to me, they're getting it. Him, Hewitt, you say Hewitt as well, 7 and 7.
Even Walsh,
Walsh 5 and 4. They're rushed when they've had their ball in the middle, and that's been great pressure from the Adelaide on ballers.
That's super pressure around the footy.
And
We've
we're
seen some big
lagging.
tackles, haven't we? And it's guys like Peatling, Neil Bull, and these sort of guys that just come in and play a role. New players to the club, both of them, obviously, but even Dawson, just big tackles, making Carlton earn it when they do actually win the footy around the contest. But some of the slick ball movement from Adelaide, from D50, and it is guys, again, like Michael Annie and Worrell and these guys that are winning the footy back, and I just love the speed in which they're just slicing Carlton up through either the middle of the ground, or we've seen it a few times here right in front of us down this wing and the far outer wing. They've just used that short kick against Carlton. You can't
Dude,
pull
I don't like these Q&As because
and Haynes and these sort of players love to drop off and take intercept marks. So that's been the plan this week from Adelaide, and they're really doing it well.
This is the halftime break for Specsavers Audiology. Specsavers Audiology. Rediscover the joy of everyday sounds with a Specsavers hearing expert today. It's Adelaide leading it by 33. Bern, when you're at the Crows, as an example, and you're in the rooms at halftime now, like does it all played well situation to this point?
We have birds flying over.
When everything's sort of going sweetly.
Yeah, when it's going well, you just got to reset again. You can't rest on what you've done in the first half, because we can see in footy, you don't have to be off your game for too long to, the old margin of 5, 6, 7 goals, that can be chased down in a matter of minutes, it almost seems. Teams can score so quickly when they get momentum, and footy is a game of momentum these days. So just be reiterating the things that they've done well. The clearance numbers are really good. Contested ball's been really good. And the most important thing I've seen when it's gone inside 50, the backs and mids have set up so well behind the ball that it's just so hard for Carlton to get back through.
Great insights there from Bernie Vince on Triple M footy. It's Adelaide by 33 at half-time. Time now for our Amy Clanger. When clangers happen, it's lucky you're with Amy. And here's our clanger for the opening half. Mark taken by Saab. We've played nearly 10 minutes second term.
He's got the corky too, I think.
Or one in the cods.
He is holding that region. Yeah, that's not a corky, is it?
No, you get bad corky if you get one there.
Jared nearly on the boundary.
Adam Sarge just shuffled off, looking very ginger for that Jats cracker injury.
Good on you, mate. What do you do for those, Jared?
Get them checked.
Yeah.
Don't get the ice on it.
Righto.
All right.
It's just
good medical update.
Analysis on how to deal with the whack in the Jats crackers.
We all feel that, don't we?
Oh, yeah. Why is it always funny when it's not you?
That's our Amy Clanger for the opening half. Choice Hotels around the grounds. Choice Hotels get you more for your money, so you can check into more. Get the lowest price guaranteed when you book direct at choicehotels.com. It was the Bulldogs by 90 points over
Shut up.
Port Adelaide. And one of their big game, he caught up with Triple M's Mickey Roberts.
I don't even know.
Bit of a shaky start early, but then 6 goals in the second term, 7 against the Breeze. Really good performance.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, shaky start early, but we knew it was going to be a tough quarter going into that Breeze. It's pretty strong to start the game. So yeah, we're really happy with the way we performed. Only kept them to sort of 2 goals, I think, in that first quarter. Able to make the most of it in the second, and the third was just our brand, hemming them in. Pressure was right up, which was great. So we wanted to come into this game doing, keep that.
You play Mars Stadium pretty well, in pretty difficult conditions, but you seem to be able to be on top of your game with regards to this stadium.
Yeah, definitely. We love coming down here and playing. I mean, it's nice we get the interstate teams to travel twice, flight, and then we get them on the bus over. So it's sort of a bit difficult for them. Built it to sort of be a bit of a fortress. So whenever we come down here, we're pretty confident we can get it done.
Your own form is staggering, really. Used to watch you coming off half back and whatever, and it's stuck you. Probably been forced to play in the midfield, but you've taken to it. And a ripper game, one of your best games, I reckon, in your career.
Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah, no, I'm able to learn from the best. They've obviously got some amazing hands, so they can get me out into space, which I'm really happy about.
I reckon one of the other pleasing things is that you never took your foot off their throat. You actually smelt blood and went for the kill and finished them off, so you went right to the tape.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that was something. We came in third quarter time. We had a substantial margin. We sort of knew the game was sort of ice because we had to win, but we really wanted to, get a good percentage boost. You don't get those opportunities that often. So to come out in the last quarter and still be hard at it, pressure was relentless. So that's something we got to keep doing if we want to be a good finals team, if we want to be up there at the end.
Hey, it's not a bad feeling in the rooms when you roll aside
Rightio.
margin like that. It's humming in here. It makes the week a big difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's a few blow-ins probably as well from the crowd, but it's great to have people in here. As you said, it's buzzing. So love the rooms after a win. It's obviously not that great after a loss. So got to keep winning and got to keep the vibes up.
I love watching you play, and well done.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Trying to jump in on Mickey Roberts. That's not a wise thing to do on Triple M footy. Catching up with Ed Richards after the Bulldogs' big win over Port Adelaide. Half-time here at the Adelaide Oval. Crows by 33 for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That halftime break for Specsavers Audiology. Rediscover the joy of everyday sounds with the Specsavers hearing expert today.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
2 stars. 1
Alright, we're back.
Town rivals.
Wait, what is that?
Jason Horn-Francis.
He's on fire.
Together on Triple M Breakfast. You know what's coming. It's showdown week. 2 footy heavyweights are going head-to-head on the mic.
It's going to be a showdown to remember.
Don't miss Tex and JHF.
Hang on a minute. I might have to be back because...
On Triple M Breakfast with Roo, Ditz and Loz.
All right, Magnum Classic Radio Spot, take 13. Come on, mate. I'd love to get out this other.
Yeah, don't worry. I've got it this time.
Great.
Yeah, I'll
When I give the
be
nod,
back.
not beforehand, you take a bite of the Magnum. Make sure you highlight the cracking chop. Again, mate?
Sorry, I just can't resist a Magnum.
Let's set up the take 14.
Nothing cracks like Magnum. So go on, treat yourself to one this Savo. Magnum, true to pleasure.
Hey, we know you love this station, but did you know there's more? With the Listener web player, you can stream stations like Triple M 70s, Almost Acoustic, Aussie Pub Rock, and more, right from your desktop. More music, more stations, more ways to listen while you work. Switch to desktop and stream on. Visit play.listener.com to start listening.
Listener.
Want footy talk that's on point? Stream every moment of the AFL live on Triple M Rocks Footy.
That's a goal! Unbelievable!
From the Howie Games, where sporting legends share their untold stories.
I just outworked everyone, then got ahead.
To hot takes on everything on and off the field with the Mackay twins on the Ben and Harry podcast.
Bar none, the most embarrassing moment of my life.
Lift your game with Listener. Search footy and start listening for free.
Listener.
Thank you for waiting. Your period pain is very important to us. The estimated wait time for a diagnosis is 6.5 years.
Period pain that puts your life on hold is not normal. It could be endometriosis.
Don't wait to find out. Help is available now.
To learn more or donate,
Visit endoaustralia.org. Take your life off hold today.
go to endoaustralia.org.
Need reliable earth-moving equipment? Choose Brooks Hire. Brooks Hire is Australia's leading supplier of mining and construction equipment. From excavators, dump trucks and loaders to scissor lifts, generators and portaloos, Brooks Hire has what you need where you need it. Australian owned and operated, you're better being with Brooks. Call 1300 Brooks or go to brookshire.com.au.
Better being with Brooks.
With NRMA Insurance, you could enjoy our multi-policy discount when you take out 2 or more eligible policies. NRMA Insurance, a help company. Discount applies in tiers based on the number of eligible policies. Maximum tier reached at 9 eligible policies. Visit nrma.com.au/customer-discounts for more info. Discount may be subject to minimum premiums. Always read the PDS. PDS and TMDs available from NRMA Insurance at nrma.com.au.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Beacon Trade. Got a job to tackle? Partner up with your experts in lighting, fans and electrical. Beacon Trade. Let's make light work.
It's half-time here at the Adelaide Oval. Crows by 33 over Carlton. It's 8-7-55 Adelaide. The Blues are 3-4-22. We're about to head into our Triple M Beacon Trade third quarter. And in footy, you need a game plan. On the job, same deal. You need the right lighting and electrical. From Australia's biggest range of fans to downlight, switches, tools, and even a free lighting layout plan. Beacon Trade's got you sorted. Beacon Trade, let's make light work. Bernie Vince, Chris Dittmar, Jared Nerlich bringing you this game today. And Bern, second half, what do we need to see in the opening part here from Carlton to know that they've been able to flick a switch at half-time?
Well, I think, Ditch, you mentioned it a couple of times during the call. We haven't seen any easy inside 50 entries when it comes to entering the forward 50 for Carlton. And, you know, they got Kerno there, Mackay, got some really good smalls on the ground in Motlop and Durden. Durden hasn't touched the footy in a half, which is disappointing, but they could have a lift from a lot of midfielders as well. So they just, on turnover, they've had a lot of turnover. They still win the footy back, but they just tend to go back and go slow, and that's just playing into Adelaide's hands. And yes, they're defending the ball pretty well, Adelaide, and putting pressure on the footy and setting up well down the ground, but they've got to take the game on. They've got to go through, take some risks through the middle of the ground. That's the way you're going to cut Adelaide up, but at the moment they're playing into their hands and just kicking it back. Michael Lanny and Josh Worrell have been super down there. Rory Laird's been busy. Millero, you look at all the key possession winners from Adelaide, they're all defenders. Take Dawson out. Millero, Laird, Worrell and Michael Lanny's been really good too, so they just need to find a way to get some easy scores at the moment, working really hard for any score inside forward 50, Carlton.
Yeah, don't remember Mackay out on a lead at all, or Kerno. Kerno's got his kicks up the ground, hasn't he, Bern?
He has, and he kicked that lucky goal, with the lucky bounce that I think it might have been Michael Lanny and Worrell ran under. But, yeah, just need some easy ball. You look down the other end, Adelaide are really lowering the eyes. Maybe Carlton need to take a leaf out of their book and just lower the eyes a bit. Just take the easy one. And quite often they look forced to go long down the line, which is playing into Adelaide's hands, as I said.
Well, the new Tennessee barbecue range has arrived at Macca's only for a limited time. And here is Chris Dittmar to get us going on Triple M footy. The Crows lead it at half-time by 33 points over the Blues.
Yeah, they were very dominant right from the start. They controlled proceedings in that opening term and carried it on in the second quarter.
Clearances is where they would have copped a little whack, I reckon, from Vossi inside the rooms. They need to get busy around the footy. Hewitt, Cripps, Chera, they're all starting in the middle now, the 3 stars. So let's look for a response there from Carlton.
Yep, they need a big half, no doubt about that. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks football. Third quarter underway at the Adelaide Oval. O'Brien, another tap. It went down to Cripps, but he was hassled out of it by Dawson. Crows get the clearance. Saligo out of the middle. Tex Walker on a lead. Didn't mark. Young's kick well smothered. Adelaide by Keys. Out wide with a handball to Cumming. Cumming goes for the goal square. It's a goal. Holding on.
Yeah.
Cumming free kick. Phil Thorpe can't believe it. The ball cleared both of them, went through the goals, but he just held of he had hold of the hand, didn't he?
He did. It looked like Wiedering was going to get back. He definitely would have touched that if Phil Thorpe didn't hold on to him. So good call by the umpire.
Bernie Vince there for Seabar Super. Down the line goes Akers for Carlton. Too high. So it's going to Cripps, I think, here on centre wing.
He got clubbed. He did. Made him earn it, though. And Carlton won the footy anyway and kicked it forward, so not a bad one to give away, Yoda.
So they need to get an early one here, the Blues.